Hey there, hey, and thanks for joining me on my little budget journey here. I'm gonna go ahead and just jump into it. Today is Friday the 12th, and we are closing up last week, Thursday the 5th through yesterday, the 11th. So I've kind of looked at it, but we're gonna get into detail together. Okay, so this week's budget total came out to 1216. That's our money for the weekend. Spending money over the weekend at 130. Gas for our two cars, 120. Insurance, this is for our cars and house. I budget that at 300. I pay one of my sons to help me. He's a sitter for my baby while I work. So he's doing that. They have a lunch money account that I'm putting towards back to school stuff. So that's what that is. And then our house water bill, our food bill, which is our groceries and eating out for usually the whole 7 days, daycare for my toddler, and Google storage for one of our phones. So I think everything has already come out that is going to come out. And I think I've already put everything in the tracker here. Today is Friday, so we haven't spent any money as of now. It's lunchtime. I just had leftovers. So, we're probably gonna buy dinner tonight. So, I'm gonna say like plus $60 for tonight. Okay. And I'm not going to get into the rollover right now. But if anybody is new, I keep all of our money in our same account, but it is for certain things. I just haven't gotten into the habit of separating it into different accounts. So that's our total balance, and then I break it up into whatever it's for. So we don't have that much money. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I'm confusing myself. I don't know where I left off. Baby distraction. So let's just go down our expenses and then categorize them and see what happened. So this pay is for this week, which I'm going to set up this week's budget. This was from yesterday. Well, let's see. Yeah, so Wendy's, let's do this, was yesterday. And so we will put it over here. $32.54. I did this for lunch yesterday. And so then we'll categorize this. And then our phones came out, but I think that's this week's budget. So leave that alone. Phones, yeah. Okay. Daycare, I already paid. That already came out. A couple of purchases on here I'm just gonna put under dad snack because he probably gets something at just like snack food at 7-Eleven or gas stations because of work and stuff. So I don't know if I should start factoring this in our groceries or just give him like lunch money. I don't know how to do that now that he's home. That's fine. And then this, yeah, we'll have to figure it out. Um, we usually have weekly like admin meetings. We usually have always called them adulting time. That's given the name of this channel, but I usually try to start them like Wednesday or Thursday just because we do go over like our budget, like meal planning, our plans, and then like foreseeable future plans and stuff. So we haven't been able to get to it this week. This week has been like really, really hard. I don't know what well, we do have the baby that's teething, so nighttime is a little hard. And then my toddler's not waking up for daycare, so that's a struggle first thing in the morning. So yeah, it's just been life, and we didn't do that yesterday, so we're making plans to go over our admin stuff today. So we'll go over what we decide to do for his snacks. This Costco trip was just two packs of formula, so 4 cans of formula. And that usually will last us all month, so that needs to come out of the baby's fund. This was to my son, and I told him I was going to take it out of his sitter fund because I do owe him money, I think. Tracking income and expenses with him, it is chaotic. I need to make time to do that. I did do a SoFi transfer, and this was the back to school fund, the lunch money fund. So I did that for this week and last week, and so I'll need to do it for this new week. Oh yeah, so this Capital One payment was payback for the week. This was also, Amex payment was also payback for usage during the week. Our insurance came out, our house came out, which per our loan, it's supposed to be 24 something, but then our property tax went up $200 more. So this July was the first payment of $2,600, which was a little bit of a shock. So yeah, there's some things that my husband can do. Like he needs to get his Texas ID because since he has his Oregon ID, it's something about that. And then since our property is big enough to be set as a homestead, I think you can do that too and get some write-offs. I don't know. He was explaining it to me, but all I heard was homestead, and then I thought, can I get chickens? But he said no. So we'll have to figure that out to hopefully bring it down at least back to the 24. Because, yeah. This is also another transfer to my son. I'll have to figure that out. And then this was our last week's pays. Yeah, another dad snack, Capital One payment. I think this was my new what do I want to say? Minimum payment. Oh yes, it was. Okay. So this was my minimum payment. I thought it was a payback. And then this was, oh yeah, and so this was the payment also. And then I have to track down this Microsoft account because we don't know. My husband thinks it's one account for one of my sons, and they say it's not. So I don't know what that one is. Okay, so I think for the most part, everything for our main account is tracked. Now let's track our credit cards, our credit card usage. So our Chase credit card, we didn't use anything from last time, I think from back in June, but obviously we still have a balance. Amazon, we only used it a couple of times. Looks like the water bill came out. And I did do an Amazon purchase. I don't remember what that was. I'll have to look on my phone. Okay, and then Capital One. This is a therapy appointment, so I'm going to put it under health. I think it's going to show up like twice a month is what I'm aiming for. So that's what that is. Oh my gosh, this Google Play, my daughter did something on her tablet and added something, and I just still haven't removed it. So I need to do that. Here was some Walmart groceries, and I put that under food already. Our interest, and then our electric came out. I know I'm kind of like rushing through that because those were the main ones that I have already, those are the main ones that I have already seen. My husband just sent me his card, so we can go through this together, I think. Or maybe I did already put them, but not labeled. So Panda, this is where it's going to be a lot of back and forth. So maybe I'll just show you guys and fast forward. So Panda on the 5th was, yeah. So we put that under weekend. And that is on the thing. Okay, this checks out because it's right here. On the 6th, there was this Walmart. On the 6th, nope. $73.76. $40.92 on the 6th. I already did that. And this was the weekend. $6.24. $7.46 and $7.06. $10.58. Well, this is, yeah, that's okay. 541 on the 11th. 541 on the 11th. 561. And then on the 11th. $53.60. Okay, so I've highlighted some new categories, or the categories, so I can pay attention to those, because I'm not great at the sinking fund system, and I'm trying to be, so I want to see how much we spend in whatever categories. So maybe for the beginning, as I try to get back into it, I'll just be doing it on pen and paper. I also highlighted some expenses that we need to look into and resolve, so that will flag me to do that with my husband when we talk today. So everything is in their necessity categories. I know a lot of people break it down of like variable and fixed expenses. I base it off when the bill is coming out on the calendar layout. And then the main things are gas for our cars, money for over the weekend, and then groceries. And then outside of that, we just have our main bills, and then all the extra spending. And I do have categories for our most common spending areas, but I just haven't been able to really lean into that. So we're working on it. But yeah, so let's total up stuff together. Okay, so this first one is our weekend. So let's see what in total first we ended up spending. Okay, let's actually do it in this one. So $157.08. So before the weekend was $150, but I've reduced it to $130 to see if we can do that. So clearly we went over. This gas was today or yesterday. And then this other gas from earlier in the week. So it comes out to $103.97. And then our food, oops, nope, 6. Okay, so as of, well, I guess today, because we haven't spent any money, our total is $199.04, and plus the 60, probably today it would be about $260. So we're still under the 300. So that's good. Okay. I'm just going to leave that open, the food for today open. And then on my next video, I'll try to, I'll remind myself to close it out. Here, let's highlight it so I don't forget. Okay. And now let's go back to our black pen. So let's fill in our little tracker here. So weekend was $157.08. Gas was $103.97. Food, I'm just gonna put it in. I'm just gonna put it in now, and I'm gonna do just like an even 200, just because it's easier. This storage has not come out, and I think we still have credits. So I'm gonna take the money and maybe put it back in the like kids back to school. So okay, so then let's total those up and see what is our actual spent for the week. Okay, so that gives us, let's do this one, $1,168.42. So we came under budget by $47. So that is pretty good. Let's see, where should we work on? Well, this weekend, let's look. Everything was food. I think this Walmart was a mixture of food and stuff, but my receipt game is I've just kind of dropped the ball. The last couple of weeks have been just so foggy. And I just feel like I'm not in control of my finances or any of my process. So that's why the lack of motivation, but I will get back up there and get back on this because we have goals and projects and stuff to look forward to and do. So we need to know where our money is. Okay, so that's this budget. That's the close up there. I don't know how this is long this is gonna be because I've recorded in sections. I think I'm just gonna go for it. It's fine since we're already here. Oh, that's a bad shadow. Okay, so this is my little rollover breakdown. So we currently have about 7,000 in the account. We minus this 25, which is a combination of all of this. So our buffer, I still have some May birthday stuff that I haven't used up. I did set aside $700 for Father's Day that we never used. We just chilled at home. And this is $1,000 savings for our trip that is coming up next week. So that's what that is. 2,300 is from this coming week's bills. So this is this Friday, so today till next Thursday. So I just rounded that up. And then I also have to do the math of how much of last week's money I have to pay back. Okay, and so I guess how I explain that is, so for example, this weekend, okay. Okay, so for example, this weekend's budget is 130, but we came in at 157. So we know for sure 130 is what we have. So we're negative $27 here. So 130 can definitely pay back anything that we used in the weekend category. We can use this 130 to pay it back. So the weekend, everything was on a credit card. And it looks like the majority was, oh no, all of it was on one card. Okay, perfect. So then I know I have to do 130 from our account. So this is 130 from the weekend that's going to the Amex. I know that's a little confusing or an extra step, but this is what works for me. So I don't know how else to explain it. So gas came under, since it's going, both transactions were from the same card, I just rounded it up. And technically, I guess I could just take the whole 120 and put it towards this card because it does have a balance. So let's do that instead, just because since we came under. And then insurance came out from the account, so what do I want to say? So it's already taken out, so we're not paying a credit card back. But if we wanted to, and this is where I kind of get, I don't know what to do, I guess. So it's budgeted 300, only, the bill was only 241.60. So I have 58 and 40 cents left over. Should I, if I end up using it, let's do this in pencil. Should I then go like this and do 300 was used? Oh man, what was the difference? 241, 58.40. And then down here, do the same thing. So this is what actually came out of the account. And then when we did this review, this is how much. So I think I might do that. I think I'm going to close it up right here and tie this into the other video because I know it's taking too long. And I am actually on my lunch break and I'm a little bit over. So I'm going to tie this into the next one. I will link the video here to watch it right after this one if you want. And I'll get into a little bit of this next week's or this new week's budget, and I'll see what else I can pick my brain. But thanks for joining me today. I will link the other ones and you get on your budgets too. I'll talk to you soon.